So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Edwin, and this here is my colleague Steve. We are from the Australian Bureau of Statistics. Yes, so first of all, a little bit about myself and my academic background. I was a student here at Macquarie University around 3.5 years ago. I graduated with a double degree in actuarial studies and mathematics. After graduation, I joined the Bureau of Statistics through their 2016 graduate program, and I'm currently a senior mathematical statistics specialist in the methodology division. Okay, so up here on this slide, I've got a slide with two pie charts that compare what I learned in uni on the left to what I actually use at work. And you'll notice here that there's a fair bit of similarity between the two. So that just goes to show that the STEM degree is highly relevant to the workplace where I'm at. So to give you a concrete example of a project which I've actually used my maths and stat knowledge. Now, if you study maths and statistics, you'll find this interesting. What happens in the real world is instead of having just a data set with two columns and two variables like age and height, you have 10, 15, or maybe 200 variables. And the problem with that is we human beings cannot perceive anything beyond the third spatial dimension. So then we can't create scatter plots that summarize our data, which has 200 columns. What we do is we can make use of mathematics, particularly linear algebra. And what you can do is create a matrix that transforms your data by projecting it from a 200-dimensional space into a 2-dimensional or 3-dimensional subspace, which captures the most important modes of variation in your data. And because of this, you're able to visualize your data in a low-dimensional space where you can't see it in 200-dimensional space. I'll hand over to Steve.
Can everyone hear me? I think it's a bit better if I just hold it like this. Hi, I'm Steve. So I'm not from Macquarie Uni, sorry. I actually graduated from Sydney. I studied a Bachelor of Science. I double major in math and stats with honours in statistics. Pretty much just learned a lot of math and stats in my degree, but also what I found particularly helpful was also learning a lot of programming and a lot of machine learning, and I've been able to use that pretty much everywhere I go. After I graduated from uni, the first place I went to was Optiva as a graduate trader. Some of you might have heard of Optiva as a high-frequency trading firm, and if you don't know what that is, that's okay. Basically, think of it as like a finance place with all of the stereotypes associated with that. And I think suffice to say, I did not belong there. So the year after, I jumped ship and I joined the ABS, also as a mathematical statistics specialist. And the sort of work I do is very mathematical. So I have major projects where I spend a year working on advanced time series models, and sometimes I have 3 hours to work out why the survey is going wrong. And so it's a very exciting place to work, I think.
Sorry, we're just passing the mic back and forth. So we have two pieces of advice for you guys today. The first one is always be curious about the things you learn. So sometimes you come across concepts that you learn in lectures. For example, maths, you learn about eigenvalues, eigenvectors, and you wonder, why on earth am I learning this, right? Like, when would I ever want to calculate an eigenvalue or an eigenvector? So if you find yourself asking these kind of questions, make sure you open up your smartphone, go on Google, and type in the name of the thing you want to find out more about, and find out, just where it's applied. There's a lot of resources online these days, so that learning does not have to be restricted to the classroom. So I've given some examples there. There are some awesome YouTube videos that animate mathematics and explain to you what it is you're actually calculating. And surprisingly, Wikipedia is also a very good source of information when it comes to math and stats.
And my advice for everyone here would be to work out where your priorities are. So if you want to think about the broad categories in which the things that a job can offer you, you can broadly say it's pay, it's work-life balance, whether the work is meaningful, and the amount of training and development you get while you're on the job. So for me personally, when I was at Optiva, it was really the sort of high pay but low most other things sort of place. And I found that wasn't where my priorities were. I found that work-life balance and having sort of a real sense of contributing to society was what drives me. And so that's sort of why I find the ABS a really good place to work. I get to essentially choose my work hours, which is incredible. And I guess
Yes. So if you found our talk interesting and you'd like to find out a bit more about the work that we do at the ABS, please come and have a chat with us during the networking session in the room next door.